Hey, sunshines. We're going to do a little bit of practice with the distance formula. We're going to find the length of segment AB using that distance formula and show our work. So the distance formula is when you take the difference of your y coordinates and the difference of your x coordinates, square them, add them together, and take the square root. It's based off of the Pythagorean theorem. What you're doing is really treating this as a right triangle. So the difference of my y coordinates is going to be the rise. So if you're calculating your slope at the same time, you'll notice that that's the same, you're getting the same number there. So my b coordinate is -5, 3, and my a coordinate is 3, 6. So the difference of my y's, so I'm going to count b as my second coordinate and A as my first coordinate. It doesn't matter which one's which, you'll get the same answer. It just means that your signs will be flipped inside of the parentheses. But when you square them, that sign goes away. All you actually care about is the absolute value of that difference. But the formula is usually listed as 2 then 1. So we'll do B minus A. So this is my x coordinate, so this is x2, and this is my y coordinate, this is y2, x1, y1. The main thing with the distance formula is just keeping track of your signs and of which one is which. You're starting with your y's. It doesn't actually matter because you're adding them. Sometimes you'll see the distance formula written starting with the x's. I always start with the y's because of that slope thing. A lot of times we're finding distance at the same time as finding slope. So I do rise first because this is really rise squared plus run squared. And then you take the square root of that. So y2 is 3 minus y1 is 6 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared. So 3 and 6 were both y coordinates. -5 and 3 were both x coordinates. So 3 minus 6 is -3 squared plus -5 minus 3 is really -5 plus -3 is going to be a bigger negative number. It's going to be -8. When you square a negative number, you get a positive number. So -3 as a quantity squared is -3 times -3. So it's going to be +9. And then 8 squared is 64. Oops. So 9 plus 64 is going to be 73. And then you can type that into a calculator to convert it into a decimal. But I usually stick with simplest radical form. So the decimal